Okay, hey guys, I guess I can say welcome back now, since this is the second video now, and, yeah, so, in the last one I mentioned, that, I had a townhall 8 farming strategy, and I'm gonna go over that today. So, it might seem, like, pretty simple, but I haven't seen a video on it yet, so I'm gonna go ahead and go over it. So, for the army composition, it's gonna be pretty simple, just barch, and, the ratios don't really matter, it just as close to half as you can get it. But if you go ahead and take a look at my barracks here, you'll see I just fill them up right before I raid. So, and then depending on how many barbs or how many archers I use, then they get refilled like a different amount. So it kind of varies what your army composition is, but you usually want a little more archers than barbs, but it doesn't really matter because down here is over 2. Not the bases aren't very strong that you're going to be attacking, and most of the loot is going to be in the collectors usually, or that's the base you're going to want to go for. So it won't really matter. So if we go ahead and take a look at my attack log here, you'll see that my last three are these bar trades I've been doing. And if you take a look at them, all of them have a decent amount. They all have about a similar amount of gold, about 160, 170, and then the elixir kind of varies. So I got 180 in the last 190 and 80. And then if I go ahead and head past these go vape raids I was doing earlier, you can see so this top one, sorry I keep tapping the screen, the BAM one at the top is just I trained up some army space for troop donations, and then someone already donated minions, so I just had them, so I just used them in the attack. And then so if you look at the very bottom one, that's a pretty successful one I had, and even got a little bit of dark elixir. And in the minion one, you can see I got a little bit of dark elixir too. And so, yeah, so we'll go ahead and scroll back up to the top and look over one of these top ones. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at the last one I did. Alright. So in this raid, you're going to see all those tombstones, and he even has a Halloween theme, the Halloween headstone. So you're going to see that his base is pretty inactive. So I'm going to go ahead and put a line of barbarians on each side. Go ahead and go from the right side next, I believe. Go ahead and take out those builders' huts. And then after you put down that line of barbarians, go ahead and throw down a line of archers behind them. So now you can see it on the bottom right here. All these barbs coming in, and then archers coming in behind. And they're just aiming for all those elixir collectors and gold mines. So if you look over the top right, you see I already gained about half of the loot. And there are a few collectors yet left. So I'm going to go ahead and throw in the rest of my 4 barbarians and 5 archers over at the top right, over here, and then those are going to go ahead and take those out. So after I take out this last elixir pump right here, which these archers are going to do a fine job of, and then these archers are going to take out this cannon, leaving the barbarians to take out that one. And I've already gotten all the loot, so I'm just going to go ahead and wait for these guys to die and then just end the battle. And yeah, so that's about it. It's pretty simple, and pretty much the only trick to this is just a typical barch, so you could look up a different strategy like guide if you wanted to for more in-depth. But the trick here is the trophy count. So if you look over here, I'm in silver 2, which is, and I'm at 1180 trophies approximately, and even that's a little high. I think I probably want to stay up between 1000 and 1100 for the best results, I'd say. And so what this means is your elixir this is on multiple occasions. I'm going to say this. I've had over 4 million of each resource, except for dark elixir, obviously, because for one, the elixir mines and gold, the elixir pumps and gold mines can fill up, because if you have them close enough to your defenses, so I have these mortars towards the outside and stuff like that. If you take a look at my defense log, you see everyone attacks me with archers, and that's because my town hall is all on the outside. So down here in silver 2, the army compositions are very strong because the people are just starting, so they can't do a full-out raid on my base and take out all of my storages. And my defenses and walls are, I'm like mid to upper way through town hall 8, so I have a pretty strong base, so they can't attack that. And gold mines and the elixir pumps do a lot of the work also, because overnight when they fill up, you'll see if I have a shield at the top right here, so That's because I just got raided by my town hall, so you just get a free 12-hour shield. So if you just leave that there, then they won't be able to raid you. And yeah, so your elixir mine, I keep saying elixir mine, your elixir pumps and gold mines can fill up, and you get free shields, and the loot is very easy to get because there's a lot of inactive bases down here for people who started the game or gemmed up to silver 2 and then quit. So you can see the results right here. So I've gotten in the last about hour and a half about 160, so like 480,000 gold, and yeah, so that's a pretty decent amount in about an hour and a half. So I'll just go ahead and break my shield and do a quick one right here, see if I can find a match. Alright, let's see. So I'll just cut if I don't find a base really fast, but we'll see. I'll scroll through a couple. You're looking for about 150k plus of either resource, doesn't really matter. And when you attack, so 100k elixir, nah, we'll look for a better one. But and it's all in the storages, so that'd be a little bit harder to get to. I'll have to waste a little bit more troops. And in my raids, you can see I use a lot of my troops. That's just because I'm looking for speed in these raids. But you can be more conservative if you want to and save a little bit more on the elixir. But we'll keep looking here. Alright, this looks like a pretty decent one. So you can see these tombstones on the outside, and there's a lot of overgrown shrubbery and stuff. So you can see that this base is a little active. So if I go ahead and throw down a couple barbs up here and throw down a couple archers, you'll see how much resources I get from just those two, and that's a couple thousand each. So I'll go ahead and start attacking on this base. And yeah, alright, so I'm just gonna go ahead, and you want the barbs to go down first to attract the fire of the cannons and the other towers. And then alright, so on the sides like this where the army camps are, you want to throw down a little bit more barbs so they can get through those quickly, so you can get to the gold mines and elixir pumps before they kill the rest of your troops. So you can see I've already gotten most of the loot, and I'm about to finish cleaning up right about here. And then right about here I can just go ahead and end the raid because there's only about 10,000 left, and I don't need to waste any more troops for only 138 dark elixir. So I'll just go ahead and resign there. And it's actually good if you lose raids because well, it's not good, so to speak, but you can win them pretty easily if you need to. If you're dropping trophies too much, you can go ahead and just win a couple raids. And yeah, so there we go. And that's what you're going to want to do. So you're going to fill up your barracks again, and then rinse and repeat, and you just do that for a little bit of time, and you'll be up. So my base, like resources, usually I used to be at about like 200 to 300,000 usually, but if you go ahead and look at the top right, this is where I'm usually at, about 1 million to 2 million usually, just in between there, just if I'm not buying anything. And so I'm using all my villagers right now, otherwise I'd be finishing up my walls, which I've been trying to finish up for a while now, but I couldn't find a way to keep enough gold to do it. And now with the strategy, I can just go ahead and wait until I'll have to wait another day for this dark elixir drill right here to finish, but after that I can just go out and find 200,000 gold, which is pretty easy, as you can see here. You get 160. That's probably an average rate you'll get, but if there's like better ones you can find, if you like this BAM one right here, where well, not better, but switches, so you can get more elixir than gold and stuff like that. So yeah, and yeah, so there is the Town Hall 8 farming strategy I was speaking of in the other video. And yeah, so there we go.